Congratulations on the semi-final win, mate. What do you take out of the last two matches where you haven't been at your absolute best, but you've had to grit and grind your way through two knockout games?
Well, I think it's exactly that, Marty. I think that's been the best thing. We haven't, we've had to work like buggery to get the wins, and it hasn't been easy. And we've probably had to dig ourselves out of not out of a hole, but we've sort of had to, especially on the weekend, it was getting, 12-6 or 12-9, and, it wasn't until sort of the last 10 minutes until we sort of got a bit of pill in hand and got some momentum, ended up getting that try and pushing ourselves out. So, it's obviously the perfect thing would have been to score a few more tries, and it would have been all fluffy and lovely, but I think it's been good that we've had to work pretty hard to get both those results.
Has it been a real reminder, not that you probably do need reminding your coaches, but just for some of the players who've never been in a position of, okay, this is knockout football, the only thing that counts is winning?
Yeah, totally. I think it's crucial, and I think do or die stuff for the last 2 weeks. We've been under the pump, but we're certainly going to be under the pump this weekend, that's for sure. And I think we're probably going to have to, if we get given a few chances, we're going to have to take them. Otherwise, it's going to be a tough old night. But like I say, we might only get 1 or 2 chances, and I think we played them a couple of years ago down there in the final, and we weren't good enough to take our opportunities, and hence coming second.
After beating them twice this year, though, what have you learned about them? Or does that mean nothing going into a final against them?
Oh, it probably doesn't mean too much, but I think it's probably like everyone, when everyone talks about it when they play them, is just, your discipline and just making the most of your chances, because, as we all know, they are clinical, and if you are ill-disciplined and don't take chances, you come second. It's pretty simple stuff, and they will go and go and go. They'll have a plan too. They'll always have something up their sleeve to chuck at you. So you've got to be able to deal with them having the ball for long periods of time and not give away silly penalties.
Tactically, and we've been trying to sort of figure this out in our own brains, just watching from the sideline, kicking a lot of ball away on Saturday, and a lot of it was down the field, not going for touch. Was that because of the conditions, because it was just so wet, you decided that the best thing to do was to pressure them into making errors?
Yeah, a little bit of that. And it's a bit of the old, finals 42, Marty. You don't really want to play too much in your own sort of 30, 40 metres. Probably the week before we probably kicked too much, and our kicking was actually good, but we could have made it even better by when they kicked it back to us. The Reds kicked it back to us, and we could have carried a bit more and put them under the pump. We got a fantastic back three, and we probably could have used them a little bit better. And sort of just getting the balance right. Yes, you've got to be good at your kicking, but you don't want to kick it away all the time too, because these fellas that we're playing have got the ability to put us under the pump too if we don't kick well.
Nick White is the chief scrum coach, formerly the Auckland Mitre 10 coach. He's with us. We've got the big final happening on Saturday. Were you surprised by just the manner and ease of that victory, the Crusaders, on Friday night?
Yeah, I was a little bit. Yeah, to be fair, I wasn't not surprised at how well they played, probably, but probably. I thought the Blues would certainly they would have chucked a little bit more at them. And sometimes when you're playing games like that and you just nothing falls your way, it's hard to get out of it. And they were just unable to stop the momentum or anything like just. I don't know, just even one of those boys from up north just putting in a big hit and just put a stop to it. But, easier to sit back from where we were on the couch and look at it and say, do this, do that. But, it is bloody tough to stop a side when they get on a roll like that. So we can see what they're capable of, and hopefully we'll get a good twist of not letting that happen this weekend.
Yeah, look, I know that you'll be studying the tape, and in case you don't see everything on it, I was just going to give you a little tip. They're doing that outside in defence, mate. And so when the crunching you up like that. What is your answer to that? As you say, you've got a great back three. Do you start having to look for alternatives and do things you wouldn't normally do? Like look for some kicking space, look for some grass, trying to actually turn them around and find a gap where you can get a contestable one-on-one? Is that one tactic?
Yeah, well, that's one of them, that's for sure. You've probably got to have a few options up your sleeve, Marty. So, some of the good old stuff of just head down and go through the guts too. But, it's a thing that probably in New Zealand we probably haven't really dealt with that well at all levels. So it's hopefully we can deal with it, mate. You'll have to give us a call back next week.
Yes, yeah. And see. Your scrum going really well. That's where you spend most of your time. Pretty damn good versus the Brumbies, to be fair, mate.
Yeah, it was. Actually, it was really good. The boys did a good job. We were a bit dusty the week before, they had a bit of a bee in their bonnet to make sure the scrum was pretty efficient and worked well. And again, as we all know, the Crusaders, they back their set piece and they're quite happy to scrum for penalties and use it as a weapon. So we'll have to be on again this week. And again, it's the old discipline thing. If we give away a penalty, we end up inside our own 22 defending a maul or something like that. So it's crucial it works. So we've got a platform to defend off and also attack off.
One of the great things about watching you this year, and I've said this to Clayton McMillan, I've also said this to Ross as well. I'm not name dropping, but we've talked to these guys as well, mate. But just that you've found different ways to win, and that's what I've been so impressed with over the last couple of weeks. You've played brilliant, scintillating rugby at times, like the second half against the Crusaders in Christchurch, second half in Wellington against my Canes. You played against Auckland where you defended and just kept them out, which was brilliant to watch as well. And then over the last couple of weeks, just grit and determination and, overcoming obstacles, not getting everything your own way and things. How pleased are you? Because that's kind of an on-field mentality, is it? That's what you can't control on the sideline when the play's actually in play. You've got to let your players figure that out for themselves.
Yeah, it is, and it's been fantastic that they've been able to do that. Like they sort of, if you have to make a change on the field, and that they've been able to come up with a bit of a plan and go in another direction, which has been great. I think probably one of the best things about our games too is our defence has been really good, and we've been able to, stifle a lot of teams, and when they haven't been able to crack us, they've sort of either kicked it to us or maybe we've been able to turn it over and then go back on the attack. So that's been one of the big pleasing things about it, and you do have to win different ways. Things don't always go to plan, so it has been really good that we've the boys have worked out different ways and we've worked out different ways to win. So it's been they can be pretty proud of the efforts, but they don't want to come all this way and fall one short, that's for sure.
Nick White, assistant chief coach with us. The naming of the All Blacks, obviously it's a major moment in everyone's career and everything, and I don't, and I hope it's not a distraction leading into the week, but you've had some players named, it's glorious for them, and then you've had others with disappointment who miss out. What kind of conversations do you have around that this week?
Oh, I think we this morning, we had our team meeting, and there was a few backslapping going on, and acknowledged it. And I think for the boys who have missed out, I think they can use this week as another great opportunity to go out there and put their hand up. There's obviously all sorts of form and injuries going forward, so it's sort of not. I don't think. Yes, the team's been named, but I don't think it'll be there'll be a few changes and things going ahead. So it's not the be all and end all that. But you've got to get over it. Otherwise, it's important that we focus on our team at the moment and make sure we give ourselves the best chance to have a crack on Saturday.
How does the preparation, couple of quick questions, I'll let you go, and thanks so much for your time, dude. So how does the preparation going into this final, does it alter any from what you've gone through in the last 2 weeks into these knockout games?
No, it doesn't. Our week's not going to change. We'll just keep it the same, I suppose. I think Monday and Tuesday are the key. You get all your tactics and get all your admin and organisation out of the way, and then Thursday's a bit more boogie in the team run, and then Saturday's game day, and it's all about who fronts up on the game. So no, I don't. We don't need to. I don't. Yes, it's a final, and yes, it's a fantastic opportunity and an exciting week, but we probably don't need to go changing things and adding heaps of stuff in, because it clutters the old head, and then if the head's cluttered, you won't go and let loose on the game. You'll be thinking about all sorts. So just keep it nice and simple, and then you can rip in.
So finally, at the beginning of the season, this is obviously your ultimate goal, to be playing in this game and give yourself a chance of winning the championship. Did you genuinely believe this year your team was good enough to be playing and hosting a final at home?
Yeah, I think we did actually. Yeah, like there's a lot of those, a lot of those boys we've had in that team for the last sort of 5 or 6 years, and they've been around a bit, and they've obviously have 8 or 9 All Blacks, and some guys that have been All Blacks in the team before. So we've had the nucleus of the team together for a long time. So it was a fantastic opportunity this year for the boys to grab hold of it and try and make try and get ourselves to that final, and definitely have the talent, and it was just about keeping things simple and everyone nice and clear and on the same set of tracks as each other, and off we went. So I think we did back ourselves right from the start, and I think that's been probably a lot of the reason, just having that confidence, and not being overconfident, but just being confident in ourselves and our teammates, and just get out there and back ourselves from week to week to have a crack.
Always good talking to you, dude. Thanks so much for your time, mate.
No worries, mate. Good to talk to you too.